The military draft, or selective service system, will be a disaster to the all-volunteer military service we have today. The draft will cause all military branches in the United States of America to lose. The military draft was last used during the Vietnam War, and since that time, the military has relied on the all-volunteer force. The all-volunteer armed forces have since that time fought and won many conflicts around the world. There is no better military anywhere in the world than that of the all-armed forces, all-volunteer forces of the United States. The draft will cause the United States to become divided as it was in the 60s and 70s. There will be young men who could have been an asset to the society that will attempt to dodge the draft by either just not signing up for the selective service or by going to a foreign country. Current members of the armed forces do not want the military draft. The service members rely on each other for their lives and consider fellow service members as brothers and sisters. These brothers and sisters train, live, and die together. They do not want someone in their service that does not want to be there or forced to be with them. There will be discontent, and the military will lose cohesion and pride that they currently have. The citizens that are drafted will do whatever they can to get discharged from the military service. They will be a distraction to the ongoing war on terrorism. They will cause the chain of command to spend 90% of their time dealing with discipline problems when they should be spending 90% of their time getting ready for combat. When in an area of combat operations, the all-volunteer force will rely on each other with their lives. When you introduce someone that has been drafted into an organization, that the draftee will be an outsider and the all-volunteer force will not trust that draftee. When improvised explosive devices, IEDs, rockets, and bullets start flying, there is no time to question your fellow service members. Service members go into the war with no question who is on their left and who is on their right. Those personnel will put their life on the line for their fellow soldiers. With the evolution of technology, today, and especially the future's military, will not need as many soldiers in harm's way. Keeping the current all-volunteer force is the best thing for the military service and the United States. The selective service should not be enacted and when you have the most powerful and technologically advanced military in the world. According to the Cato Institute, they argue that the draft registration should be abandoned in today's geopolitical climate. The notion of security insurance sounds superficially appealing, but in the case of registration, as we should ask, insurance against what? America, the world's sole remaining superpower, with by far the most powerful and technologically sophisticated military, does not need a draft registration. The most important fundamental argument against the draft is morale. The draft is a form of slavery. There's no way around it. Compelling a person to work for the United States is involuntary servitude. Forcing a person to fight, kill, and possibly die in a war and threatening resistors with imprisonment and desertion conscripts with death is particularly immoral band of enslavement. And it's murder for all conscripts who do not survive the war. Reinstating the draft would require an act of Congress. And President Bush, the current President Bush, opposes the draft. So, every American should stand and thank the service of our young men and women. The all-volunteer service members have been dying for us every day. They will continue to protect us without the requirement or need of a military draft. Thank you.